Hello, welcome everyone to my new series, my new channel, my new everything. The series doesn't even have a name yet. By the time you're watching this, it probably will. I hope so. Something snappy. So my name is Terence. In the past, I've been known as Ocean on Twitter, hence the name of the channel. When I was a bit more active in the community, I was always fairly on the fringe though. Apart from in the UK scene, I got to know quite a few people there. It's been a while though, it's been a while. I decided to make this series because Series 10, these rules, I've been really enjoying them, so I thought, get back into it. And yeah, absolutely loving it. Unfortunately, the rules, they're changing in about a week. But I'm here. So in our very first video, we have a Reshiram team. This is the team that I did put together myself. I chose Reshiram because of its uniqueness, the ability to be a fire type that's not weak to water types. Unfortunately, the trade-off is that we also do not resist fairy, but it is what it is, you know, it is a trade-off. We've got Reshiram in that slot, has a really good matchup against the likes of Zacian. And it's just really strong. Often overlooked Pokemon, but has some really solid stats. We have an Incineroar as well. Of course, who doesn't have an Incineroar nowadays? We've got Taunt on this one, it's Figgy Berry. Along with a Parting Shot, Fake Out Flare, as you'd expect. We have Tapu Fini, Calm Mind. So again, nothing out of the ordinary there. And Rillaboom rounding out the left side of our screen with fairly standard Pokemon, fairly standard sets. Rillaboom with the Assault Vest, getting that U-turn, knockoff support, which I really do value, and a nice Grassy Glide as well. So onto the right side of the screen, we've already mentioned the Reshiram. We have two tech picks on this team. The first is Sableye. Sableye helps us basically win the traditional Koga matchup, Koga, Tornadus, those kinds of teams. Really just shuts those teams down. It's one of the matchups that was very much in my mind when I created this team. So Sableye really helps in that regard. Does not have Fake Out because we've already got double Fake Out on this team, and the other moves are very important on this Sableye, and longevity is also very important for this Sableye as well. We don't want it taking hits when we don't need to be taking those hits. Also really helps with the Landorus matchup as well. We're a little bit Landorus weak on this team, but as you can see, we have Disable. So that's a thing that we can do. In our last slot, we've got Drifblim, which has that Unburden ability, get that Grassy Seed boost, and then double that speed. Has Haze to hopefully help us deal with the Xerneas matchup. Xerneas is by no means an easy victory for us, and when is it? But we have the Haze for that reason on this team. We've got Shadow Ball to outspeed Calyrex and knock out if we can. Will-O-Wisp to get those fast burns off. And lastly, Strength Sap, so we have that targeted attack drop as well as healing. That targeted attack drop really coming in handy against teams utilising like Milotic alongside Zacian, your Defiant users as well. So yeah, that's the team. Let's get into it. Hope you enjoy today's videos, and yeah, let me know what you think of the team. Okay, first battle. Let's see what we have. Indeedee, Rillaboom, Tornadus, Incin, Urshifu, Kyogre. Okay, so somewhat standard Kyogre team with a bit of a twist. So we're going to go for our usual game plan here. I could see that Indeedee. Maybe switching in, I mean, it's kind of an analogue to the Serena on this particular team. But Urshifu, am I worried about the Urshifu? I mean, I'm guessing it's the water type Urshifu here. So I'm not too worried. Don't want to take too many Surging Strikes on the Reshiram, but we're going to go with the usual. And we'll see how this plays out. Definitely want Sableye, Reshiram lead, Rillaboom in the back, and we want the Incineroar, Tapu Fini. I think it's got to be Fini. Yeah, I mean, we're relying on the Reshiram to get rid of Rillaboom, but we'll see how it goes. Finny helps us with the Urshifu for sure as well. So more worried about the Urshifu than the Rillaboom here. Let's have a look. Hopefully Tornadus Kyogre lead. That old classic. Our opponent fresh from the Crown Tundra. It's not the Kyogre. Okay. This is fine. This is fine. This, I'm expecting probably a switch, like a parting shot into the Reshiram here. I mean, it could be a fake out, but I'm expecting probably a parting shot. Tailwind parting shot makes a lot of sense for my opponent. Let's have a look. Is there a way we can stop that? Not really. At the same time, I'm not overly worried. We could see a taunt into the Sableye, so I think actually I will just protect. We'll go straight for the Fusion Flare into the Tornadus, because I would like to get rid of the Tailwind option as soon as possible. The Tornadus protects. Interesting. So I think we might see the parting shot come out now. It's not a fake out. Here it comes. It's a taunt. Taunts on the Incineroar. Interesting. Not what I was expecting. This is okay. This is okay. It's probably doesn't have taunt on the Tornadus then. So I think it's a bit risky. We could get the Rillaboom in. I mean, I'm happy to get the Rillaboom in here. I do want to conserve our Sableye for later in the game. Could encore that protect, that would be nice. But it's okay. I don't want to be taking flare blitzes. I don't want to be taking any damage on the Sableye. We want to get that sunny day later in the game when that Kyogre comes in. I'm expecting probably Kyogre and Indeedee in the back. Tailwind, parting shot. Yeah. So we're at -1 with the Reshiram. This Earth Power is not going to do a whole lot of damage, but it's okay. This is totally fine. Let's see. It's got to be the Kyogre, unless they didn't bring the Indeedee. In which case, I don't think they want to bring in. Oh, there's the Indeedee. Okay, interesting. Not quite what I was expecting. So we get the overpower. This won't do too much damage, -1. It's not too bad. Now, here's a problem. We're going to switch in Finny. We are going to go for the Fusion Flare into Tornadus. No, we're gonna go into the Indeedee. I want to get rid of this Indeedee now, actually. And Tornadus, I'm not quite so worried about for the time being. It's set this Tailwind. It wants to start hurricaning, which is fine. It may even switch out here into Kyogre. Just straight into the hurricane. Yeah, makes sense. Yep, there we go. That's why we wanted to take away that cyclic terrain. Doing nothing. Okay, good. So we're getting our damage off onto this Indeedee. Even at -1, still doing a good chunk. We've got to be careful that our Reshiram doesn't get too low here though, because we know that Kyogre's in the back, and there's every chance that Reshiram is on the field when Kyogre hits, and if that's the case, we definitely want to get the sun up. We don't want Reshiram to be taking too many attacks. Even with the sun up, we don't want to be taking those water spouts if our HP is too low. I think we can't mind here. I mean, I expect probably an Incineroar switching on the Indeedee. So I think they want to conserve because they want to keep the psychic terrain up. They don't want us getting terrain control, that grassy terrain, and just grassy gliding into their Kyogre. And yeah, we see the Incineroar switch in here, which is fine. Another Hurricane. Ooh, Sugarberry Incineroar. Don't see that too often. So it's going to be able to take another one as well. No, I am kind of feeling a double protect here. I think it's what, last turn in Tailwind? Yep. Yeah, I think that's the play. Protect. I mean, because they either parting shot Reshiram or they go for the fake out. I don't think they're switching Tornadus out. Because they want to get that Tailwind back up. Interesting. That's totally fine. That's totally fine. So we want to start getting our damage off now. So they're going to go for the Tailwind and the parting shot play, I'm sure. So what we will do is we will take advantage of that. You know, I kind of want to get Sableye in. I don't want to put Rillaboom in on the off chance they go for the Hurricane. I mean, we'll survive it. I think it's okay for now. Then the Indeedee gets terrain control though. I need to switch out Rillaboom or Sableye to get terrain control back. We're going to switch in Sableye. It's a very passive play. I mean, I'm not getting much out of this, but I'd rather not let them get their Indeedee on the field. Get their psychic terrain up. I'd rather not let them get their psychic terrain up and then have to switch out my Rillaboom or my Tapu Fini while their Kyogre's going for the Water Spouts. Okay, so we get a +1 schooled off. Ooh. Almost enough to knock out, but not quite. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Maybe they were expecting a switch, or maybe they're just really worried about my Tapu Fini. Probably the latter. Yeah, it's got to be, because they just want to get the Kyogre in now and just go from there. Okay, so Sableye's not doing much for us. They're probably expecting a fake out. Yeah, I mean, I'm content to Moonblast the Indeedee here. We might lose Tapu Fini if they go for that Hurricane. That's fine though. Yeah, because I think we can start doing things with Sableye here. We can start messing with this Tornadus now. I'm expecting either a Protect or a Tailwind. Does this knock out Tapu Fini? It doesn't. Okay, perfect. So we're down to the last two. We're down to the last two, and we've got them exactly where we want them. Now, there is still the issue of this Kyogre. Water Spout will knock out our Sableye if I don't start the Sunny Day now. At the same time, I would like to start throwing out I would like to start encoring it. I think we need to I think we need to get the sunny day up now. Yeah, I think we need the sunny day up. And then, again, Sableye will live this turn now, or at least it should. Unless... it's going to be close. It's going to be close. Okay, good. Good. So it's not Scarf Koga. You know that much. And I think now, this is a tough one. I mean, is it Rain Dance? Is it Rain Dance? It could have Rain Dance. I'm not too worried if it does have Rain Dance, actually. Because I can fake out the Koga. And I can disable Tornadus. We can disable that Hurricane. And our opponent just forfeits. That's a shame. Was looking forward to closing that one out. But there we go. A semi-conventional Koga team, and the team, the Reshiram team, did what it was designed to do against that particular restricted. Yeah, really good game to my opponent there. I mean, it's a tough matchup for them. I did build this team with the Kyogre Tornadus matchup in mind. You can see that they actually deviated from what you would usually see, but this team, we can kind of handle those deviations, and yeah, it worked out really well. So on to our next opponent. Okay, game 2. What we've got? Zacian, Sin, Regieleki, Rillaboom, Landorus, and another Urshifu. Okay, so Landorus is a difficult matchup for us, to be honest. We kind of need the Sableye here. This is like the one other matchup where I kind of want to be bringing that Sableye to disable the Landorus. What else do I want to bring though? Of course we're bringing Reshiram. Do I lead Reshiram though? That's the question. Need to be careful about Urshifu and its ability in case we see that lead alongside Fake Out. Let's have a look. Is Rillaboom good here? Rillaboom's not bad. I think we definitely want the Incineroar. Yeah, we'll lead Reshiram, Incineroar, and I think Tapu Fini again. Yeah, it's a tough one, but I think Fini has merit here. Rillaboom does about as much work as Fini does in this matchup, I would say. But Fini has the better matchup against the Zacian. Let's see. So that Landorus lead alongside the Incineroar. This is okay. I'm happy with this. Okay, so what are we expecting? Maybe a Fake Out Protect play could be what we see here from the opponent. I mean, it's one of the few times where you might go for something like that. I could also see a Protect on the Landorus and just a switch from the Incineroar. We're going to double Protect. See what happens. They may even have Taunt again. We can see a Taunt into the Sableye slot. Taunt not something you see too often on Incineroar nowadays, even though we saw it in the previous game. Okay, so it's a Fake Out. Okay, and a Substitute. Oof. Okay, so Sableye is gonna be helping us out here with the Encore. Now, do I want to target down this Incineroar? We might see a Protect from the Landorus and a U-turn or a parting shot from the Incineroar. I think I'm going to Earth Power the Incineroar slot here. We know they've got Zacian in the back. It's a protect and a switch, I'm guessing. Which is okay. We get a lot of damage onto this Incineroar before it gets out there. And we're gonna lock it into the protect on the next turn. Or probably not, because our opponent knows what's coming now. The cat's out the bag. Speaking of the cat out the bag, the cat's about to leave the field. Oh, maybe not. No, maybe not. Targeting down our Sableye. That's okay. That's okay. Incineroar leaves the field one way or another. So we've got this Landorus slot locked down for the time being. It's still a big problem though. It's still a huge, huge problem. I could see it switching here. Okay, it's water, Urshifu. So yeah, I could totally see it switching here. Do we try to hit it? Do we try to hit it? Hit the Zacian switch? You know? I want to protect, but it's an Astral, I can't. Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to Encore. And we're going to go for that Fusion Flare into that slot. Okay, so it does switch out into the Zacian. Okay, so can Reshiram survive these Surging Strikes? It should be able to. From this range, maybe we will see something like a Choice Band. And that's a U-turn. Okay. That'll probably knock us out. Yeah, it does. So the Landorus is still causing us big problems. It's causing us real issues here. We have Incineroar and Finny in the back, neither of which really want to go up against it. But we should just about wipe this Zacian off the map, which is huge. Yeah, perfect. Perfect. Sableye really putting work in for us in these last two games. Or the first two games, I should say. So, what do we want to bring in now? This is a really tough one. So, I think Reshiram's about done its job. There's not much more we can expect from it here. So, we're going to get the Tapu Fini in. We're going to let the Reshiram go down. We'll get the Incineroar in. We'll fake out the Landorus and Calm Mind up. It's gonna be touch and go for the remainder of this battle, I think. Do I get greedy and just Calm Mind now? I do kind of want to. I mean, what can the Urshifu do to my Tapu Fini? What can it do? We might see a substitute, which I don't want to give them a free substitute either. Yeah, we're going to go for it. Oh, it's a protect. Okay. Calm Mind is gonna pay dividends for us here. This is great. This is perfect. Oh, actually, it's not that great, is it? I mean, our Reshiram sticks around, which is okay. It would have been perfect to get the Incineroar in. Stop the Landorus from protecting on the next turn, but it's all good. It's all good. This is still a really nice position we've gotten ourselves into here, and you know I don't expect this actually to be touching our Finny. It can get things like it has access to Poison Jab, but it's not something you typically see. Okay, so we know what we're doing here. Yeah, hopefully this will be Landorus bye-bye. Unless they go for a substitute, which wouldn't be ideal. But also would not be the end of the world by any means. 2 times. Sludge Bomb. Great. Perfect. I'm hoping this knocks out. I expect it to. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. It's all coming together. Okay, so in comes Incineroar. We're going to find out if this Urshifu has a Focus Sash or not. If it's banded, then we won't be seeing a Protect. If it's sashed, we may be seeing a Protect. If not, a Forfeit. Let's find out. So I'm really pleased that we bought the Tapu Fini over the Rillaboom this game. Okay, it's no Protect. And then the Moonblast should seal the deal. There we go. We did it. We did it. Kyogre down, Zacian down. Two of what I would consider the big three of this format, alongside Xerneas. Calyrex, Shadow, just outside of that maybe. But so far, so good. Good game to my opponent. Okay, third and final game of the day. Speaking of that Calyrex, it has arrived. Calyrex, Entei, Rillaboom, Regieleki, another Urshifu, and Stack Attacker. Okay. So, how do we deal with this? This is a tough one. Our Drifblim will outspeed the Regieleki, but I mean, what's it doing in return? We're not really gaining a whole lot there, because our Drifblim, of course, threatens the Calyrex. I do kind of still want to bring it though. Yeah, I think so. I mean, we want Rillaboom here, do we? We want Rillaboom here. Yeah, I think we want Rillaboom here. Usually, I'd want to bring the Incineroar, of course, against the Calyrex. This time around, I'm not so sure. I don't think we're going to see the Stack Attacker. So that, you know, the Entei is going to cause us problems if we're bringing the Incineroar. Tapu Fini though. We're going to do it. We'll bring Fini. Close to timer there. I mean, maybe Incineroar was the better pick. But we'll see how it goes. Fini can do things. Fini can do things, so let's have a look. I mean, not knowing the Urshifu, what type it is, I mean, I expect on this team it's probably water. But you never know. About to find out though. Yeah, so I expected the Regieleki lead. We knew this was coming. And this is an occasion where Tailwind would be really nice, which I considered putting on this Drifblim. But went over Will-O-Wisp. It's a dark Urshifu, so I'm kind of glad that we brought the Now the question is, what do we do? I mean, I'm expecting usual stuff here. I mean, I think we just Will-O-Wisp and fake out the Regieleki. How can that go wrong? Yeah, I'm happy with that. Hopefully get burned. Switches out the Regieleki into Entei. Yeah, that's a nice switch. There goes our fake out. Come on then. Yeah, we hit. Okay. I'm happy with that. I'm very happy with that. And I'm glad that we brought the Tapu Fini. We should live this. We don't live this. So either my calculation's not correct, or it's boosting its damage somehow. This is okay. This is okay. We've got it burned. think now's the time. Now's the time for Finny. We'll start getting the Calm Mind boost. I mean, we're going to get snarled by this Entei. And that's fine. We'll let them do that. I'm expecting them to snarl here. They could target down the Rillaboom. I expect a snarl because I expect them to either predict us to switch into our Reshiram, and or for them to start lowering our Tapu Finney's special attack. So what I'm going to do here is actually keep the Rillaboom in, and we're going to get rid of what I'm assuming is the Assault Vest. That comes the Wicked Blow. So interestingly, Urshifu is faster than Entei. So the Entei's not max speed. So no Scarf Entei. Okay, Sacred Fire. So they've just taken it out. Not ideal. Not ideal. I was hoping to get rid of the Assault Vest. I think that was a bit too much to ask for there. Okay, so what am I more worried about? Two Pokemon faces down at the moment. It's got to be the Entei. I mean, Reshiram's taking a significant chunk from Stone Edge. I'm kind of railroaded though into having to go for a Scald onto that slot and protecting, because I don't want to start taking tons of damage on the Reshiram at this point. I want to conserve what we've got. Not really got much of a choice. I mean, I know the Wicked Blow is coming out into that slot here. I'm okay with that. I'd rather get rid of this and say, I mean, we're in a really tough spot. Okay, so Wicked Blow still does decent damage. Yeah, Stone Edge. It's not looking great. So the question here is, does it have Snarl? Let's find out. I mean, I'm hoping, I don't think it's Assault Vest based on the damage, so I'm hoping that it's like Protect, Extreme Speed, Sacred Fire, Stone Edge. Good, good. That helps us. That helps us a lot. That was a clutch avoid there. That keeps us in the game, just barely. So I think my opponent's probably wising up to the fact that, of course, I'm not going to touch that Urshifu, or why would I at this point? It's not doing anything to attack the Finny. So I'm expecting them to probably switch. Probably switch on this next turn. I mean, we could see a Protect from the Calyrex and they switch. That wouldn't surprise me. So I kind of want to Calm Mind again. As crazy as that may sound. Yeah, I think I want to. It could Earth Power be Urshifu start expecting that Regieleki's coming. But if they go for an Astral Barrage, then we're going to be in trouble either way. Okay, so it's a Protect. No switch. Is there a U-turn or something like that? Into Tapu Fini. Okay, this turn has worked out so nicely for us. So nicely. The only thing better would have been attacking with the Reshiram. So we're probably going to get Astral Barraged. It is what it is. I think now's our time though. We need to start dishing out some hits with our Super Finny. I'm just going to protect again. If we get the double, that'd be cool. We don't. So yeah, out comes Astral Barrage. +3 Moonblast, I don't think that's KO. I mean, the Life Orb is on the Urshifu, so I'm very much expecting possibly a Focus Sash on Cataracts. So even if we did somehow do enough damage. And of course, they're chipping away at us, which isn't great. With the Regieleki in the back, we do have a berry. That Urshifu slowly removing itself from the field for us. Good damage, and we got the special attack drop. Really nice. Now, if I were my opponent here, I would protect the Calyrex, switching the Regieleki. I would do. But we're not really in much of a position to make those predictions at this stage yet, so I wasn't going to go for Carmine there. I'd rather get rid of this Calyrex now. They're hoping to get us low enough that Regieleki will finish us off. Now, this is ideal for us because we're about to remove, I believe, both their Pokemon from the field. Yeah, this is great. Now, it comes down to what item does the Regieleki have, because we still don't know where that Focus Sash is hiding. And do we, whatever happens, can we survive whatever electric throws out at us? Which I think we can. I think that we can. There's no reason for us to protect here. I think we just need to go for it. We're going for the Scald. Yeah, we're going for the Scald because I think that Regieleki is frail enough that at this stage at +3, it's not going to make much difference in terms of what move we go for. I think we're gonna do enough. If it's sashed, I want that burn. Here we go. Fingers crossed, everyone. That comes a Thunderbolt. We survive. 3 HP. That comes a Scald. Oh, and no Focus Sash. It must have been on the Calyrex. So we do it again. We do it again. I'm quite pleased with how this has gone, to say the least. Yeah, good game to my opponent. It was super close. We had some really crucial turns there where we made the right plays. Getting that Will-O-Wisp off, I don't regret taking the Drifblim there. Getting that Will-O-Wisp off onto the Urshifu at the very beginning was absolutely huge as well. And then having my opponent actually leave it on the field, that was fine. And we were debating, we were saying, what do we bring? Incineroar, Tapu Fini? Oh, I kind of wish I brought Incineroar. No, Fini was the call. Fini was definitely the play there. So there we have it, 3 wins for the team in our very first episode. Not doctored, I promise, the losses will come. But yeah, went really well. Really pleased with how this worked out. Let's talk a little bit more about the team, if you yourself want to give it a try. There's some subtle nuances to it as well. I mean, of course, the Tapu Fini is there because I wanted the misty terrain to block any potential sleep spam and things like Venusaur in the sun. Speaking of which, how do we beat Groudon? Of course, we've got avenues to defeat Groudon. Reshiram is such a powerhouse that often you can afford to lead with it and expect it to get some damage off without it taking too much in return, especially with Sableye next to it if you need to. But the Reshiram has a little bit of speed, so you want to be checking the speed tiers when Turboblaze goes off, when Drought goes off, should you lead Reshiram against the Groudon. That's actually why it has a Life Orb, because if assuming it's not Assault Vest Groudon, you should be picking up the one shot with Fusion Flare onto the Groudon. If you want to recreate the team yourself, you can play some kind of berry on Reshiram. That works great as well. The residual damage from Life Orb can add up, can be somewhat mitigated with the grassy terrain, but those berries do go a long way as well. You do trade that matchup though, but we have other ways to deal with it, so you have many options there. Anyway guys, thank you very much. As I said, the Poke Paste is also in the description if you want to give the team a try on Pokemon Showdown, or you just want to have a look at what's under the hood. Go for it. Let me know how it goes. Thank you very much for watching. You take care.